Ladies and gentlemen, I wanted to take this moment to thank you all for being here. We are in the middle of a vote, but I wanted to come over to say to all of you that I feel thoroughly blessed to have this kind of opportunity. First of all, to have the opportunity to serve in the Congress of the United States of America and to be able to fight. A lot of people want me to be politically correct and not use that word. But we are in a fight for the soul of our democracy. And you got to understand that. This is serious business. 200 years from now, people will write about this, period, and they will talk about it. And they will ask the question, how in the world did you all elect a Barack Obama and then move on to the present occupant of the White House? But they'll ask another question, your great-great-great-grandchildren. They'll ask this question. They'll ask the question, what did you do about it?
Right. Yep.
Did you sit on the sidelines and complain? Did you concentrate on just the people who you were fighting against and not concentrate on what you were fighting for? Did you stand up? Did you holler? Did you scream? What did you do? And I have come by here to tell you that a lot of people ask me the question over and over again, are you bitter? I said, no, I'm not bitter. I don't have time to be bitter. As my mother would say, don't be bitter, be better.
That's right.
And so we go out now to address some very, very critical issues. The American people have asked us for a few things. Now, you got to keep in mind that there were more than 10 million Democratic votes in the primary than there were Republican votes. And we've got members who we welcome to the Congress today who have come from districts that were considered red states, red districts. And so what does that say? That says that people want accountability. They do not want us sitting on our hands and watching our president dismantle our democracy.
Right.
People want to make sure that they have hope for their children, that their children will do better than what they did. They want to make sure that they have health care. They want to make sure that when they get old, that they'll have a place to stay. Speaking of health care, I tell people that when I was in the hospital at Johns Hopkins for 6 months, a lady had been in there, I'd been in there for 4, she had been there for 3. And she came to me and she said, Elijah, I'm getting out today. I said, where you going? She said, I'm going home. And it was interesting because she was smiling, but then she started crying. I said, why are you crying? You can ready to get out. I got to stay here. She said, well, when I came in, they had to give me the operation. So they had to give me the treatment. But now I can't afford the cure. In other words, she couldn't afford the medicine.
Right.
Didn't have nobody to go home to. We are a country that is better than that. We're better than that. And so we go out and we give it everything we got. I am so glad that my brother and sister are here, James and Yvonne.
Yes.
Anybody else? And my wife is over in the gallery. She's stuck over there in the balcony. She'll be over in a few minutes. But we grew up in a household where we were taught to constantly lift up other people. we were taught to take whatever we had, whatever deck of cards we were given, or whatever hand we had, and make the best of it. My father, his favorite meal was a sweet potato. And I remember sometimes he would sit down with the sweet potato and he would take it and put it on the table and he'd say, you know, I wonder what happened when they first discovered that the sweet potato was something that you could eat. In other words, it looks all squiggly. I mean, you ever seen it? You know, sweet potato.
Yes.
It doesn't look like something you're going to eat, really.
Right.
And he said then one day somebody decided to heat it up and discovered that it was food and it was nourishing to the body. His point was that no matter where you are, you can transform your life to life.
That's right.
And he would constantly talk about bringing life to life. And as I close, let me say this. When I got to Howard University, I had a situation where my father brought me up to Carver Hall in 1969. He drives up, and all I had was a suitcase, you know, one of them tweed suitcases, you know, the ones that get holes in them, and you know that kind of suitcase. And I had a green bag, trash bag, with all my stuff in it. Now, I'll never forget, he drives up to Carver Hall, and he says to me, he says, now boy, me and your mama, we done brought you as far as we could. We didn't have much education, but we brought you as far as we could. He said, now they tell me they got some good Negro professors up in y'all, and some white ones too.
Yeah.
And they're gonna teach you real good. He said, but no matter what you do, no matter where you go, no matter what you do, remember this. He said, I want you to go in those walls of Howard University and get blessed so you can bless. Get blessed so you can bless. That is what this is all about. And so I thank all of you for making it possible to be a part of the blessing. I often tell people come up to me all the time saying, oh, thank you, Congressman, thank you for this, thank you for that. And I tell them, no, you got it backwards. I said, you know, I appreciate you. I appreciate you for giving me opportunity. What is a preacher without a congregation? Come on now.
Preach. Yes.
What's a teacher without a student?
Right.
In other words, I believe that part of my destiny and part of my purpose on earth, Hobbs, is to lift other people up. But if I don't have people to lift up, if I don't have people to stand up for, then I cannot feed my soul. And I'm about feeding my soul. I don't want to die feeling that I did not do everything in my power to make a difference. You know why? Because somebody stood up for me.
That's right.
A mother and father stood up for me. Teachers stood up for me when I was in special ed. My fellow classmates stood up for me at Howard University when I was admitted into Phi Beta Kappa and didn't even know what Phi Beta Kappa was. Law professors stood up for me. The doctors in Hopkins, 27 different nationalities, stood up for me. Our diversity is not our problem. It is our promise. And so, again, I thank all of you for being here. I'm going to give me a Diet Coke.